Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stock in the Middle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK.
And I'm Flex, I'm Reflex, joining y'all from the comfort of this here beautiful background. Stuck in the
Yes. How
middle.
you feeling, man? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Just chugging in one day at a time, trying to get through this pandemic season.
That's for sure. That's for sure. If you are a returning listener or new listener, this is Stuck in the Middle podcast. Follow us on all social platforms at SITM Podcast. The website is sitmpodcast.com. You could, shop our merch store. That's how we drive, keep this thing running. Check out our blog section. Got great blogs on there. Shout out to Lala. Shout out to Nora for their blog post that released early it was this week, right?
Yeah, it
Reflex?
was this week.
Yeah. Dope blog post. Hit us up on the gram, follow all the conversations that we have on the gram or on Twitter, man. It's very dope. Our Couch Talk is popping. New episode coming this Thursday, Facebook Live, 7 p.m. Tune in. Again, I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK, and that's my co-host, Reflex. In the building today, we got a very special guest. He is the founder of DC Now Events. Please welcome Nels. Man, I forgot to say your last name, bro.
Nels Cephas.
Nels Cephas. There you go. Welcome, Nels Cephas to Stuck in the Middle podcast. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, man.
Nah, no doubt, man. No doubt. What does the name Cephas mean? That's unique.
I know for a fact it's not an African name. I come from an African background. I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa. Came here when I was 5. But I think that's the last name I know for a fact is a European name. So yeah.
So you actually migrated to the States, like you said, at the age of 5, to Newark. Was it Newark, New Jersey? Speak about like that transition. You know what I mean? Like coming from, Liberia, and I would imagine at that time it was in the midst of the war to Newark, New Jersey. How was that transition for you, Nels?
Yeah, so during that time period, it was war in our country. The U.S. and a few other superpower countries, came to provide aid to the current to the current president that was in office at the time, and there was just so many atrocity going on from the president and his soldiers killing babies, mothers, fathers, and just innocent civilians to maintain power. So my mom had came here a year after me, and when she came, she had brought me. She came here a year before me, and when she brought me, it was more so a good transition because I already have a lot of family out here. I have a lot of family back home, but I also have a large family out here as well who was able to come to the U.S. The late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, overall, it was a cool transition. I'm the only child for my mom, so yeah.
Spoiled, man. Spoiled.
Who's Nels though? People, for the listeners and watchers right now, who's Nels?
Nels is a social entrepreneur, a creative individual who is focused on providing a unique, fulfilling service to the native and tourists of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, where not only they can be able to benefit off of the platform that we have, but they can also be able to gain different type of infrastructure that they're trying to obtain from a B2B standpoint or a B2B standpoint.
So for people who are familiar with you, they know you from DC Now, events promotion, and party and things like that. I can only imagine the pandemic right now has shut down a lot of your movements and a lot of, like plans. How have you been able to adjust, if any?
Well, first, before I started DC Now Events, I used to work in the nightlife promotion industry for over a decade. And this goes back to like 2007 up until 2013. During that time period, I made so many great relationships, so many great connections with people in the industry and people outside of the industry because of of the social status and the network that I was in. Fast forward, the idea of DC9 events was never intended to be a platform where we curate events. So that's one thing I always let people know, that our platform, we don't have anything to do with creating or hosting events of our own. We are the liaison for individuals like yourself who is trying to find unique events to attend, and people who curate these events, we merge them onto one hub. So to answer your question, the pandemic hasn't really affected us at all. The only part I would say is more so to like be on site and connect with people from a partnership standpoint, from events that we will sponsor where our team will physically have to be on site to more so speak at those events. And also just to keep our eyes and ears to know what's happening and the different type of events that's happening, to be able to aggregate those from different groups and individuals and bring that onto our site. So the transition that we mostly did was individuals who do events, we noticed that they had switched their events from offsite, from offline to online, and all we did was just took those different virtual events and we just switch everything to more so if you want to see this event, click this link in our bio, it will redirect you to that person's site. Anybody who wants to still advertise the events on our page, we still charge the same rate, but it was just be from to redirect our audience to see your event from a virtual. So we haven't really felt affected, and that's why I think when you create anything from a business standpoint, you always want to be able to create something where you can be able to adapt in all situations or all disasters that's out of your control. And I think just understanding the importance of offline advertising and online advertising, that's what we learned early on, to be able to create this platform where even if there's something bad going on, we still can make profit because everything is going to continuously be going to the online route.
I like
when you speak of we, who are you referring to? Is this do you have a team?
Yeah, we as in my team, my team of great bloggers, of great graphic designers, content creators, and so forth.
When with DC Now events, what is that? Two-part question. Is that your primary grind, and why did you decide to go into event promotion as far as like creating DC Now events? What was the thing that led to the inception of DC Now events?
Yeah, so with DC Now events, that's 100% full time with me. I transitioned out of the workforce in 2018. One, there wasn't anything that companies that I work with was doing that I didn't know how to do. The only difference I would say is that I learned certain fundamental skill set that they had already built from an internal standpoint that I was still starting to learn and apply into the realm of DC Now events. So I just feel like if you believe in something, you should give it your 110%. And when you give something your 110%, it's going to come with a lot of sacrificing certain things that you may be scared to do. You may be scared to quit a job because you may not know where your next income is coming from. The good side is you quitting your job of something that you're really passionate about. When pressure bursts pipes, you start to realize that you can be creative when there's no cushion. And as you can see right now, a lot of people have been being creative with this pandemic going on. So is it more so that people cannot take a leap of faith because they're scared, or is it more so they're not motivated or believe in themselves to take that leap of faith where they can be creative to figure out how to push forward. So the motivation factor for me with DC9 events was that in 2008, I was noticing there was a lot of events going on for the college kids, because me and my partners at the time, we used to do a lot of college parties because we was around that age group. And I kept seeing a common denominator between college kids who knew about parties within the network that they was in, and then the college kids who didn't know about any parties because they had just moved to the area or they was transferred students to the DMV. So I was like, let me create a brochure concept at that time period where no matter if you was a part of a certain network or not, or you was new to the DMV area, or you was a transfer student, this brochure would be your itinerary guide to know what parties is going on throughout the week and throughout the month. And my company party would have been the featured headline within the brochure. And the goal was to pass out the brochure on every college campuses in DC, Maryland, Virginia. But I became so swamped with so many different parties that we had every week that I never executed the concept. The second motivational factor was more so from a culture standpoint. I kept noticing that the people that I was hanging out with, or I did make great relationship with outside of the club scene back then, they was bringing me into a whole new realm of social events that was either not brought to our culture, location or eyes, or we just had no clue that these events that was non-clubs was happening in our backyard. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, why won't I create a platform where it's going to be the next Eventbrite, but it's not going to be a ticketing platform. It's going to start off from an organic standpoint, but we are not going to be dismissive to other group of people, but we're still going to market and brand it where it's going to bring awareness to our culture that, hey, these events are happening in our backyard, and it's not being marketed or tailored to us for us to know that it's happening. And unfortunately, we are just being regulated to just the nightlife scene. So 2015, I put together our business plan, our infrastructure, our whole structure of how we was going to bring it to the masses, and how we was going to scale it, and also how we was going to make it branded from an inclusive standpoint, but to give that support to the culture as a whole in the realm of supporting people who do events that look like us from a sponsorship standpoint. People who do events to give them that extra push that look like us on our large platform over a period of time as the network grew. And right now, the platform has grown within 3 years to over 15,000 community subscribers, which means we have a database of 15,000 emails, our overall online presence combining Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, and so forth, of over 10,000. So just seeing those fast growth, we've been able to scale the company real fast, but still been able to connect from a grassroots standpoint with the people that has joined our platform on a continuous basis, without them knowing who's behind the brand as a whole. Because a lot of people think that the company is a government DC based company. They think is a Caucasian owned company, and they think is a woman owned company, but they don't think it's owned by a young individual such as myself, which is cool because you can't always be for it.
That's the beauty about that. That's the beauty about that.
That's a win right there.
two-part question again, right? What events do you primarily get involved with? And I want you to just tell the listeners, just for perspective purposes, two of your greatest events so far last year that you organized or that you had a part in last year.
Well, when it comes to events that we typically get involved with, we only involve ourselves with events that we believe have a great purpose, have a great mission, has a great cause. And those events are events that we support from a sponsorship standpoint. So as it pertains to sponsorship, that was a program that we launched in 2018. And that program was to basically show our support and to give back for event organizers who may just want that extra push and that visibility into our network, that other individuals that they know may not be helping them as well. We till this day we sponsor over 35 to 40 events with in-kind investment over 15K. So which means that the fees that we would normally charge, we waive those fees. But if we was to tally up all the costs that we would have paid for, it would have been an investment of 15K. So since creating that platform, we sponsor events ranging from women empowerment events, community events, nonprofit events, events just overall that when you attend those events, not only are you attending to be entertained and informed, but you're going to leave with an agenda that you can apply to your everyday business or an idea that you may want to act on over a period of time.
What information?
Let me answer the last part. He said other questions.
Yeah, sure.
So the two events that we did 2019 was our rooftop pool party social, and that was the first event we did since DC Now Events was launched. And we only did that because we wanted to see how strong the brand power was from a standalone standpoint. What does that mean? Whenever you do an event, sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult to scale an event that you're doing for the first time if you partner up with other people, so you really don't know if, you brought that amount of people or they brought that amount of people. There's certain things to have an idea, like Eventbrite, RSVPs, but the rooftop pool party was held on August 24th in 2019, and we didn't partner with nobody. That was an event where not only did we wanted to just give back to everybody that's been showing us support, who may not know who I am, who know who I am, but also it was also a networking hub. It would just happen to be on the rooftop, and there was a pool there, and we brought out individuals from all the major networks like ABC News, Fox 5, the people who are in PR, people who are serial entrepreneurs. And it was just a fun, fulfilling event where not only did you come to have fun, have a great drink, have some tacos on the rooftop, but you got to see people that you only saw online that now you can exchange contact with, and people was actually socializing instead of just turning up. Mm-hmm. And the last it was the All Purple Gala that was held on December 14th of 2019. And that event was a celebratory cause where we have partnered with a nonprofit organization called Kids Fashion Week DMV, and they educate and they support kids between the age of 5 to 17 years of age and strengthening and honing their skills on being an entrepreneur and learning the steps to take to be an entrepreneur between that age group. So we show our support where a percentage of the proceeds we had donated at least 10% of our proceeds that was made from that event to the cause. And it was, everybody came in all purple. It was held at the Smithsonian Castle. That's in southeast or southwest. It's a block from the African American Museum, and it was a really great event. Over 300 people came. It was 90% women. Food, free food, nice drinks, cocktails, and everybody just looked raw in their royal purple. And it was the first time an event of it wasn't just an event; it was an actual gala of that magnitude that has been thrown, and we put that together within 3 months. And if you know the planning of a gala itself, it usually takes 1 to 5 years to do. And even with that gala, we didn't partner with anybody. We wanted to see how strong the brand was. And just from doing those 2 events back to back within a short period of time, that had let us know that we have a proof of concept, which means that we can bring people out if we was to do our own event. And then we also have a strong influence if you was to pay to advertise your event on our platform. Your event would be in front of the ideal quality audience that may want to attend your stuff.
I understand the branding is so strong right now that, you know, like I see you explained earlier with the DC Now events, and I also know, you know, maybe you could speak a little bit about, you know, this, you're branching out to Philly now and also the blog platform, but why DC Now events and not DMV Now events?
Well, the acronym DMV is only familiar with people from the area, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people who even live out here don't even know what that acronym name means. So again, whenever you're building a brand, you either want to create a brand that from a call to action standpoint, that you have to put yourself outside of your box, where just because you know what DMV means, that doesn't mean the general public knows what DMV means. That doesn't mean a young kid, a young millennial who's an international student coming out here for the first time knows what DMV means. So you want to try to make it as simple as possible, but you also want to create your branding around where something that has been consistent across board that everybody has been familiar with. And what is everybody familiar with? The nation's capital, that's DC. From a call to action standpoint, what does the term now mean? Take action now. Events, go out, be entertained, be fulfilled. And when you combine those two, that's where DC Now events come into play.
Man, in the DMV or in DC, for example, let's just say DC, right? There's lots and lots of events. I mean, from Monday through Sunday.
Yes.
And we just speaking, you know, when times are normal, not right now where there's a lockdown and all that. A lot of events, you see a lot of flyers. One event might probably have 3 flyers and stuff like that. Speak a little bit about the art of promoting, right? Like even simple things such as, you know, passing out the flyers, you know, that could be very difficult, especially trying to convince people to grab the flyers. Like speak about how you're able to, you know, get people to come to these events or get people to buy tickets and all that.
So during my days of doing events back then, you're 100% right. There is an art when it comes to being able to promote an event. There is an art when it comes to passing out or handing out a flyer. I think sometimes a lot of people they minimize what promotion or being a promoter is to just club scenes. And I always tell people that anything that you do, the minute you leave your house and make a conscious decision that this is what you want to do, as far as if you're going to work, if you're going to a meeting, if you're going on a date, if you're going to a party, if you're going to meet your grandparents, your mom, you know, you are promoting yourself, because how you dress, how you talk, how you carry yourself, certain nuances that's a part of your character or your mannerism, you're promoting yourself into the universe. So I think once you understand that from an internal standpoint, you will not just minimize the term promotions to just clubs. And once you start to get into the nightlife or the event industry, you will start to take it more serious as far as, okay, I know that I want people to come to this event. I have this flyer. If I see two young ladies over there, the way I will approach them may not be the same way I'm going to approach a dude. The way I will approach a Black female may not be the way I will approach a white female or Hispanic female. So I think you just have to have a certain level of confidence within yourself first, because it's not about passing out the flyer. It's more so about the confidence that's within first. Because it's been some times I've passed out a flyer to some people and I said the most off the wall stuff like, hey man, if you come to this event, I think everybody will ask for your autograph that day. And they were like, what? But the reason why they had connected with that corny ass joke that I said was because it was the confidence and the tone that I had evoked out. A lot of time when people hand out flyer, one, they'll do something like, hey, here's, or a lot of times some people won't want to speak to you. They will just like, So if somebody's just handing you something and you see that they don't really care to even introduce themselves to you, why should you care to even go to that event? A person approach, generally speaking, may tell you a lot about the type of people that may be at that event or the type of event that it is. The second part is the design of the flyer. I can look at a flyer just from my experience in the industry, and I can have an idea of the quality of people that would be at that event. I can look at it and tell, okay, this person, the design of this flyer is not up to par. This lets me know that they either don't really have a quality audience, they're new to the industry, they don't really have a thorough team of staff behind them to guide them. But your quality of flyer design and how your flyer look, the feel of your flyer lets me, I can 95% have an idea if your event is going to be non-quality and might be quality.
Real quick, how important is partnership to you?
Partnership is very important because partnership helps you understand your faults. Sometimes when we are just doing things on our own, which is nothing bad to do things on your own, but sometimes partnership can expose certain traits that you may not even know that you have, or traits that people have been telling you that you have. And this individual that's partnering with you don't know you from a can of paint, so they're not in a position to hold their tongue for you. They'll tell you certain things about yourself, and it's up to you to take it with a grain of salt and improve it, or it's up to you to wear your emotions on your sleeve and be stuck in your way. But I think partnership is another way to scale who you are from an individual standpoint and your whole trust factor that others can be able to share with their network. Like, hey, I partnered with Nels, everything went good, he's easy to work with, and the streets talk is a word of mouth thing. If you do great relationship with you, other people want to do great relationship with you because that information is being shared, and it's a small circle, but everyone talks.
Mm-hmm. As we close, I know, like I said earlier, you are branching out to Philly, also going online as far as blogs. Speak a little bit about that, as far as, people who are in Philly right now who may be listening, or people who are interested in, so like the digital web and just reading more about like the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah. So
and to add a second part to that question, with this pandemic going on right now, how do you, like, let's just say in the next month, if there was to say, okay, everybody go out into the world, how do you plan on, getting yourself back out there? And that's part two to Reflex's question.
Well, one thing that we've been doing to get ourselves out there, we've created our blog, our platform called Blog Events Now. It's an interactive blog platform that reviews events that goes on in the area. So instead of us just promoting events on our platform, we also have another platform of ours where we let you know that, hey, this event that happened, this how this event was. We have a remarkable team of bloggers that will attend the event, write their experience on the event. It can be events from a restaurant event, social event, beer festival, whatever type of events that we think is ideal for our platform. And with the pandemic going on, what we've been doing, we've been taking a lot of informative information that has been revolving around the DMV, and we've been sharing it on DC9 Events platform. So, for instance, we brought attention to a few restaurants that we have relationship with, or that we saw their posts where they are giving out free food to kids during the pandemic. We brought attention on our DC9 Events platform that schools in the Montgomery County area is being closed, or the mayor of DC had just applied the lockdown till this time period. So the fact that we've been tailoring all of those things, that has kept our platform in front of the eyes and ears of our audience, and it has been growing our audience, because now people has been taking action from a media standpoint to read up on those different content that we're posting on our page, and that has been the build up to where we've been able to scale to see what news information, what blogging type of information that people are interested in. So once we start being more consistent and active on our blog events now, it's going to be, we now know how to carry and channel that traffic to our platform as a whole. And I think when the coronavirus opens up, we've already built one of the main way we have built trust, where people will still take a notice to our platform. We did a Cash App giveaway coronavirus initiative last week, and the initiative was where we
man, well, I missed that, man. I should have grabbed some free cash, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it was a Cash App giveaway, and the contest was you had to repost the flyer, the Cash App flyer that we made into your IG stories. You had to send us a DM with your email address, and you had to comment your Cash App underneath the posting that we made on our actual page. And we have randomly picked the people from a random pool, and we selected a total of 6 people as a whole. So that alone, it shows that our company has a very humanitarian approach on being able to give back.
What would the prizes, real quick, initiated for all the 6 people?
Well, to learn more about the prices, we have our next Cash App initiative that's coming up on May 1st. You can go to our DC9 Events page, and the link is in our bio, and you can RSVP. And once you RSVP, few days before that, we will send you the link of to go on our Instagram, when to go on our Instagram page to join the contest.
I dig it. Hey, I'm gonna be in that guy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Nels, man, appreciate you so much sticking with us, shedding light on DC9 Events. I've been familiar with the platform, man. It's so dope speaking to you, learning about like the passion behind it and the ins and outs behind it. I think I come away from this conversation enlightened and very excited about this platform, and just excited to see how it goes, and hopefully people join the trend, man. This really dope.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I was just gonna say, man, how can people reach you?
If you want to get in touch with us, you can send us an email at info@dc9events.com, info@dc9events.com. If it's for partnership, for any type of interview, sponsorship, or whatever desires that you think that we can add to the brand or the business that you have, just send us an email. We typically respond as fast as we can within a 36 to 72-hour time frame.
Okay. Man, appreciate your time, man. Appreciate you. I hope after this pandemic, you know, we could get to attend one of your events that you organize under DC Now events.
So I would definitely invite you all. So from an internal standpoint, we're only doing 2 events a year of our own. That's the rooftop pool party and the all purple gala. So I'm gonna invite you all to the rooftop pool party, which is going to be at the end of August again. The first one we had over 600 people came through.
Yikes. That's a lot.
That's deep.
That's a lot. But for all those who been weekly subscribers or watchers of SITM podcast, we greatly appreciate you. If this is your first time watching this, I'm sure you're watching this because Nelson has been on the platform. We definitely appreciate you as well. Follow us on all social platforms at sitmpodcast.com. The website is www.sitmpodcast.com. I just said that. Follow us at SITM podcast on social platforms. Man, hey, listen. Nels, appreciate you, your time, coming to explain to us what DC Now events is. Looking forward to, your rooftop or your gala. Reflex.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you hopping on. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah, man. I'm in if I take this background out right now, y'all don't want to know where I'm sitting at. So we're just gonna let this camouflage here, and I apologize for what I'm saying. But hey, we quarantined and we looking rough, so good. Appreciate y'all for checking us out on a weekly basis.
Visit IamReflex.com. You know what I mean? Get that Reflex debut novel, No Such Thing as Halfway. Pre-order right now. It drops May 5th. That will be his birthday as well. So, you know what I mean? Hey, congrats on that book again, Flex.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, appreciate y'all listening. This is Stuck in Real Podcast.
And
we out. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro. We're gonna